Hello, this is Caleb. This is my first tutorial video, but today we're going to be going over how to create an infinity white color grade in Resolve. So right now I'm using Resolve version 15.3. As of right now, that's the most recent version of Resolve. And let's get into it. This tutorial is going to be brought to you with every inclination that you already know the basics around Resolve, so I'm not really going to go into all of that. But let's just get into this right now. So we've got this shot here. It's not perfectly lit and it's not perfectly white balanced, but that's okay because we're color grading. So the first thing we're going to do is bring down our lift. We're going to crush those blacks just sort of as we always do when we're color grading. So it looks like we got some good blacks right here. So that's probably a good area. And this can be changed later on as we make more adjustments. I'm going to bring up those mids a little bit. And then Resolve 15 has this option in the gain. I believe 14 has it as well. But you can actually choose the white point, which if you have a white background in your shot, it should be fairly simple to select the white point. So I'm just going to select that right here, and voila, wow, that actually worked really well. So that's the first step here. So next up, we're going to create a node. So if you have a Windows, it's Alt-S. I believe it's also Alt-S on a Mac, but I'm not entirely sure. It's been a while since I've used Resolve on a Mac. So I'm going to use Alt-S, and then I'm going to go into my selection area, and we're going to just select this white background because I can see in my waveform monitor that just selecting the white there didn't get all of it. So I just want to select this and go to this view right here, go to the highlight view, just to make sure that you've got everything. And it looks like we've got some fairly uneven lighting here. So we're just going to try and get as much as we can. Doesn't necessarily have to be all of it right now. We can clean it up later. Oh, there, that's a good amount. So that's pretty good, but as you can see, we picked up a little bit of the skin here. So I'm going to go down here in the qualifier and just decrease the saturation to get rid of some of the skin, right up until I start getting some of that background in there. So I'm just gonna make this about 1.5-ish, maybe 1.8. Yeah, that's probably good right there. And then I'm going to adjust the luminance. The hue is probably fine. It's already pretty much maxed out. I'm just going to adjust the luminance just a tad just to see if that does anything. Looks like we're just about capped out on the luminance. Now, DaVinci Resolve 15 has this awesome option here in the selection range, and that is the denoise option. I use this quite a bit. It's very, very nice. It actually just fogs up your selection just a bit so that you can get a little bit more detail in there. So I'm just going to punch up the denoise. We're just still, again, trying to get rid of the skin tone and then get rid of the black. So clean the black up. Just push that up. I'm going to go into the second page here, move up to the black clip ever so slightly. And now it's gone. So now when we increase the black clip, it brought a little bit of a border around her. If you zoom in, you can kind of see it. So I'm just going to go into the clean white and just clean that border up a bit. That should be good. And it looks like it selected this area as well. I'm just going to scrub through this shot a bit, make sure that everything is taken care of. So get the denoise a little bit higher, move the black clip up. And this doesn't have to be perfect. We're not going to be going too crazy on this. We just want to make sure it's as good as we can get it for now. This looks pretty decent. We got some problems over here, but that can be dealt with. But now that we've got our selection, it's not absolutely perfect. Again, we've got these problem areas, but we can fix those in a sec. So I'm going to just boost the gain up. And that's good. Now we've got, if you look at our before and after on this specific node, you can see that there's a bit of white here, and now it's gone. All I did was just got it right above the 1023 on the scope. And it looks like there's a little bit more stuff over here, but that can be fixed with just like a mask, or like you could crop it out with After Effects or a different tool. But one way to do it here in Resolve, crap. One way to do it here in Resolve is you can make another box like I was showing you earlier. And just draw this, or make sure it's like right here, like make sure your subject is in view, and then do a inverted mask so that this is what's selected. And then you can just boost the crap out of it. So if you look over here at your waveform, you can see all of those problem areas are just being dealt with. But obviously you want to make sure that your subject doesn't go past that limit. In this case, she's pretty stationary, so I don't really have to worry about it. So now we've got our infinity white, and the rest of it is just some aesthetic changes. So I'm just going to boost her skin tone a bit, and let's just take this. It gets kind of difficult, huh, with the background a bit. But if I denoise it, clean the black. Whew, I had to really push that. Let's just see here. Let's change it so that it's that I'm not getting up to 1.5 on the low spectrum. That seemed to do the trick. Yeah, all right. So now I've got our skin tone. It might be a tad bit flickery, but let's just denoise it even more just to see. Yeah, that's good enough. And then basically you just want to boost the color a bit, because she's a bit pale on this shot. If I boost the color to about 36, and I might even be able to bring the clarity down a little bit just to punch up the skin. That looks pretty good. And then do the same thing for our final color grade here. Let's just add a bit of a curve. I'm going to bring the gamma down a little bit on the skin. Nope, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to bring the gamma down a bit on the original grade. And then curves are good here. And I'm just going to boost the color just one more time here on our hue versus saturation curve. Not too much.
Tell me about the most challenging project you worked on as an HR specialist.
Yeah, that looks great. So, this is pretty good for what we were looking at before. So again, this is what we were going off of, and this is like that final clean infinity white look that the client was going for. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Again, this is my first YouTube tutorial, so if you like this video, leave a comment below, and yeah, maybe I'll make another one at some point. Adios.